You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Right now at 9 o'clock, taking a live look at Alameda County Community Food Bank because today is Giving Tuesday. Today, your donation can go even further to help families across the Bay Area. More on how you can help coming up in just a moment because there is a lot to get to this morning as we follow stories in our community and all across the Bay Area. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday. I'm Ann Magovic, and here's a look at some of our news headlines right now. The city of San Francisco is taking on junk food. This morning, City Attorney David Chu is announcing a lawsuit against the manufacturers of ultra-processed food. He's accusing them of selling addictive and harmful products linked to a series of health problems. According to the New York Times, Coca-Cola, Nestle, and Kraft are named in the lawsuit. We have reached out to them for a response, still waiting to hear back. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward to try to capture the killer or killers in the mass shooting in Stockton. 4 people were killed at a birthday party over the weekend, including 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 14. The 14-year-old was identified by family members as Amari Peterson. 21-year-old Susano Archuleta was also killed. And speed cameras are coming to Oakland. The 18 locations were picked based on crash data from the city's high injury network. The city is expecting those cameras to be up and running by mid-January. There will be a 60-day warning period, and then tickets will kick in by the spring. Fines starting at $50 and can climb as high as $500. All right, let's get a check on our first alert forecast. This is a look outside from our Mark Hopkins Hotel camera. We are in for more sunny skies over the next few days. Here's meteorologist Jessica Birch.
Well, we're warming up just a little bit as we head into this afternoon throughout the Bay. Keep in mind, yesterday we were in the 50s anywhere from our coastal communities all the way off into our inland spots. Today, in those exact same areas, we're in the 60s, stretched all the way down into Morgan Hill. And as we zoom all the way in and past me up into the East Bay, we're actually seeing 60s in places that were in the low 50s just yesterday. So it's a lot warmer in those microclimates there. A lot more mild for our friends along San Francisco and Half Moon Bay. We're used to 60s during this time of year and pretty much all throughout the year. So it's not too much of a change for us there. Now, along our coastal communities, we're still under that beach hazard statement. Today and tomorrow, these are the days that you want to be very careful along the water because we have rip currents and sneaker waves and waves anywhere up to around 10 to 14 feet high. So be very careful out there. Sunny skies are on tap for us as we head into this afternoon throughout our inland spots with the low 60s like you just saw. We're going to kind of flirt back and forth with upper 50s and lower 60s all week long. It's a very mild forecast for us each day this week with small day-to-day changes, but we will see sunnier conditions as we kick off this weekend as early as Friday, heading into Saturday. That's a great opportunity to get out there and get some fresh air, especially after that long holiday weekend we just got done with. You head over into the Bay, you're not going to notice too much of a change when it comes to our daytime highs. This is the time of year where we're all hand in hand. So just like our inland spots, we're also flirting with the upper 50s and lower 60s each day this week with sunnier skies on tap for us as we head into Friday too. For now, back to you.
All right, now to San Jose, where a 17-year-old is in custody in connection with that shooting at Valley Fair Mall on Black Friday. He is due in court tomorrow. Police say that shooting was gang-related. They say 3 people were shot, including a man who was the intended target. 2 bystanders were also injured. Police also arrested an alleged accomplice, a 21-year-old woman who had been pushing around a baby in a stroller. Investigators say the teen had been arrested on weapons charges before. And the police chief in San Jose talked about the problem of young offenders having no fear of consequences.
But I can talk about the reality we keep seeing over and over again. Young offenders with prior firearm arrests receiving little to no consequences, getting another gun, and escalating their violence. And that appears to be the case here.
I'm afraid that if we don't change the way our system holds young repeat offenders accountable, we may be providing a perverse incentive for gangs to recruit children at younger and younger ages.
The mall was full of shoppers on Black Friday. 2 workers described the moment they heard the gunshots and saw customers running for cover.
I hear boom, 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 and I look up and I see a crowd of people start running towards us, and all my coworkers kind of caught along, and we all just kind of glanced and we just ran to the back room. Dove just to get some sort of coverage.
Worried about everybody's safety, including my own, and it's really hard, I think, to prepare and game plan for that situation and actually act on it when the time comes.
All 3 people who were shot are expected to survive. Taller, denser buildings could be coming to parts of San Francisco. A plan to transform the housing landscape heads to a final vote today from the Board of Supervisors. Mayor Lurie's family zoning plan calls for new homes, thousands of them, in the city's west and north neighborhoods. The plan is an effort to meet housing goals mandated by the state. Proponents say new housing is badly needed, but critics are worried it could ruin the small neighborhood feel in those parts of the city. The Sunset's new supervisor, Alan Wong, is weighing in on that plan. Today is his first full day on the job. He was sworn in at his alma mater, Lincoln High School, yesterday. And his appointment comes after Lurie's previous choice resigned after just 1 week on the job. As our Kelsey Thorad reports, Wong is going to almost immediately be forced to weigh in on some of San Francisco's most heated political issues.
Commissioner of the San Francisco County Transportation Authority.
San Francisco of the San Francisco County Transportation Authority.
And member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors.
And member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors.
Of the City and County of San Francisco.
Of the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations.
Surrounded by hundreds of supporters on the steps of Lincoln High School, his alma mater, Alan Wong became San Francisco's newest District 4 supervisor.
The Sunset is the community I love and the only home I've ever known. Serving as supervisor is the greatest honor of my life.
Wong was born and raised in the Sunset. His resume includes working as a policy advisor for former supervisor Gordon Marr, serving on the City College Board of Trustees, and working at the Children's Council of San Francisco. Those who know him best say he's had a love for local politics since he was a teenager.
So I first was introduced to Alan when he was 16 or 17. He walked into our Sunset Community Democratic Club meeting and said he wanted to be active and involved and wanted to help represent the young people and the Sunset. So here he is today, hopefully representing the Sunset.
Wong fills the hole left by former supervisor Bea Alcaraz, who stepped down after just 1 week on the job when accusations of bad practices related to her former business surfaced. Mayor Daniel Lurie told us he has full confidence Wong will be in the position through the rest of the current term.
I know that we had a much more thorough vetting process, continue to get community feedback and buy-in, and that's what resulted in our new supervisor here. I'm really proud of the appointment. I look forward to working with him in the months and years to come.
Wong comes into the seat at a time when the Sunset is rife with political disagreement. Former supervisor Joel Engardio was recalled by voters earlier this year after the passage of Prop K turned the Great Highway into a park. Many residents are also concerned about how the mayor's proposed family zoning plan will impact the Sunset. Wong says he plans to support the family zoning plan. He voted no on Prop K, but says he wants to listen to both sides of the debate, including the idea of a compromise ballot measure that would reopen the highway to cars on weekdays.
I will be meeting with stakeholders that supported both the closure of the Great Highway and those that supported the compromise, and ensure moving forward, before I make any decisions, major policy decisions, that I have public legitimacy and trust.
Angie Pettit owns Sunset Mercantile. She told me she was happy to see the new supervisor stepping up and putting his constituents' voices first.
I think he'll bring some balance, and I know that he's very focused on really bringing the community together after such a strange and hard time.
It's regaining that trust from locals that Wong says is his top priority.
Above partisanship or ideology, I ask my neighbors for some grace as I listen, learn, and step into this next chapter of my service.
Again, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors set to vote on Mayor Lurie's family zoning plan later today. We'll be following it. It is Giving Tuesday, and food banks across the Bay Area say they need our help more now than ever. Just a few weeks ago, long lines formed as federal workers and SNAP recipients turned to food banks during the government shutdown. And even with the shutdown over, demand is still surging into the holidays. Several local food banks have generous donors providing matching gifts right now. So every dollar you might be willing to give goes even further at the Alameda County Community Food Bank and the Food Bank of Contra Costa and Solano. Donations are doubled today. Same story at Redwood Empire Food Bank. The San Francisco Marin Food Bank says that special matches mean that your donation can be tripled. Every dollar can provide up to 6 meals. Every dollar. Second Harvest Santa Cruz also doubling gifts. And Second Harvest of Silicon Valley says if they can raise $1 million by midnight, they have some major donors who will triple the impact of every gift. So here's how you can make your donation make a real difference today. Kevin Coe is live at the Alameda County Community Food Bank with more on that. Kevin, looks like a busy day.
And it's only been getting busier as the morning has been going on. You know, here in Alameda County, 1 in 4 residents actually face or experience hunger. Well, for those 25%, have no fear. The Alameda County Community Food Bank is here. I'm here with the Executive Director, Reggie Young. Reggie, thank you so much for joining us. The first thing I got to ask you is, what are all these amazing people doing right behind me?
So right now, and they are amazing people, by the way. This is our Community Engagement Center, and these are volunteers who are packing up produce that are going to go out to feed those 1 in 4 folks struggling with food insecurity here in Alameda County. And so this is a shift that runs twice each day. We're always looking for volunteers to come out and help here at ACCFB.
Man, Reggie, I got to tell you, a lot of times when I get hungry while reporting, it's because I smell something cooking. But here, it's the produce, like fresh salad, fruit salad. You guys can make anything fresh right here. I just am alarmed at how much fresh produce there is around here.
Yeah, so we do nearly about half of our output is fresh produce. And so a lot of our partners and a lot of the clients that come to our partner agencies are always asking for fresh items to prepare for their families, particularly like right now during the holidays when people are really trying to have nourishing meals.
Yeah, and most importantly, we've had this QR code up on screen. We're going to have it all week, all day, all month, really. Just, I want to let these viewers know, what is this money actually going to if they do choose to donate today?
One of the great things, particularly right now during Giving Tuesday, is that every dollar that comes to the food bank up to midnight tonight will lead to 4 meals going out into community. And so it literally goes to the people who are needing the resources here in Alameda County.
Wow, you said every dollar. Wow. So, folks, today, especially Giving Tuesday, every donation is doubled here at the Alameda County Community Food Bank. Happy Giving Tuesday.
All right, sounds good. Kevin, thank you for that. And remember, you can just scan the QR code there on your screen if you want to donate and help keep Bay Area families fed through the holidays. Also, join us for our holiday special that is airing Christmas night, 7 o'clock on KPIX and streaming on the free CBS News app. You can see the inspiring stories behind the effort to feed families across the Bay Area. Still ahead here on CBS News Bay Area, after a birthday party turned into tragedy in Stockton, we're hearing from the father of one of the youngest victims.
And Daddy is sorry, and Daddy love you, and Daddy miss you. If you have enough sense to pick up a gun and aim and shoot it, you got enough sense to take your responsibility of your actions.
Plus, dozens of Bay Area teachers are gathering up their signs and getting ready to go on strike.
Throughout the Bay today, we're gearing up for a little bit warmer weather compared to yesterday. Yesterday, we were in the 50s widespread throughout the Bay. We're returning into the 60s this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. Off to a cloudy start this morning, but it'll look beautiful as we head into the afternoon hours. Wednesday and Thursday, we're flirting back and forth with 50s and 60s all throughout our inland spots. That includes the East Bay, the Santa Clara Valley, and all throughout wine country, too. You make your way over into the Bay, it's pretty much the exact same setup. Dry skies each day with sunnier conditions on tap for us by Friday.
We are hearing from some of the grieving families after that deadly mass shooting at a birthday party in Stockton. The shooter or shooters killed 4 people, including 3 children, Saturday night. Police have not officially identified the people who were killed, but some family members are starting to come forward. We now know that 21-year-old Susanna Archuleta and 14-year-old Amari Peterson are among those killed. Reporter Tori Apodaca sat down with Amari's father about his son and what he saw that day.
I have an image of my son dying in my head over and over and over and over. Then him smiling, then him walking away, then him smiling, then he coming like, I just keep seeing my son in my head.
It's painful images Patrick Peterson is now stuck replaying of his 14-year-old son, Amari, who was shot to death while at a child's birthday party.
You know, his nickname was Ferrari Mari. That was my nickname for him.
Ferrari Mari.
Yeah.
He was fast.
Yeah, he was really fast.
Images unlike the hundreds he has of Amari smiling, hung on the walls of his home.
Oh my God, he took my baby.
Countless memories he's now holding close.
Maybe I should have just dove in front of the bullets and maybe he'll still be alive.
When bullets started flying, Peterson says it felt unreal. He grabbed his baby girl to duck behind a kitchen counter and then rushed to Amari when he saw he was down.
I'm on top of Amari. I'm trying to grab him. I'm like trying to see where he's hit because he's just sitting there just going. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, where you hit at? Where you hit at?
He discovered a bullet hole the size of a nickel on Amari's chest. Despite being rushed to the hospital in life-saving efforts, Amari didn't make it, leaving Peterson, his wife, and other children who were there too, heartbroken.
My daughter, she got hit. I could have lost her. You know, and it's gonna change her for life. My son, it's gonna change him for life.
Peterson says he lost the boy who made him the man he is today.
I was his coach.
Building Amari a life that he never had.
He got straight A's, he was a good student, he was a good team player, he was athletic.
Do you have any words for whoever is responsible for all of this?
So if you have enough sense to pick up a gun and aim and shoot it, you got enough sense to take your responsibility of your actions.
A senseless act that left 2 other children and a 21-year-old dead.
This was one of the shoes that he had on the night, and his blood is on there.
And a father searching for peace with parting words to his golden boy.
And Daddy is sorry, and Daddy love you, and Daddy miss you.
You can't ask
Daddy ain't gonna never be ready without you.
Well, the FBI has raised its reward for information leading to an arrest to $50,000. Meanwhile, Stockton Unified is expanding its mental health services as students try to process this tragedy. One of the people who was shot was an 8-year-old student in that district. Stockton Unified says it has counselors at all 55 of its schools and a crisis team trained for traumatic events. The superintendent says every school has been impacted by the shooting and that they're going to be here throughout the grieving process.
We know that the grief process trauma hits people differently at different times. And so whether it's today or it's next week or even next month, we are committed to being present and being connected and making sure that the resources get to the people that need to be there.
The 8-year-old who was shot, his mother also works for the district. They are providing her and her family with at-home resources. If you drive in the North Bay, your commute is going to start looking a little different starting today. The meters are going to be located at 12 spots from Petaluma to Sausalito. 9 of those meters flipped on for the first time today. 7 of them are in Petaluma and 2 of them in Mill Valley. This comes just a few months after Caltrans opened up a new HOV lane along 101 and changed the carpool hours. More than 1,000 teachers in Richmond are preparing to go on strike. That is, if their unions cannot come up with an agreement with the West Contra Costa County School District. That strike is set to happen on Thursday. Negotiations started back in February, but the union says they still are not getting the support or resources they need to increase their staffing. Amanda Harry talked with teachers as they weigh the decision.
After school, the United Teachers of Richmond were still working, finishing up signs and carrying out cases of water in preparation for a potential strike.
We don't want to go on strike, but we can't keep the classrooms in the conditions that they're in.
Michelle Schultz is a second grade teacher working in the West Contra Costa School District since 2003. She loves teaching all her kids, but some are falling behind. She also says special education services are inconsistent and behind schedule.
They're learning to explore the world, and they're really awesome. And right now, some of them are, especially the ones that are reading at a lower level, they're not getting the support that they need.
Classes are overcrowded. To start the school year, 71 classrooms lacked a permanent designated teacher, relying on substitutes. Schultz knows firsthand how that impacts students. Her kid was one of them.
My son felt that the class didn't give anything to their education because it was mostly crowd control. My son was like, it's chaotic. The other students aren't listening.
The strike preparation follows the release of a fact-finding report on Friday. California's Public Employee Relations Board called on the district manager to offer a substantial salary increase, but it did not address the overcrowding or need for more educators. Union President Francisco Ortiz has been in the negotiations and says it's frustrating.
Well, it feels like, educators have been sounding the alarm for years. We've been in negotiations for 10 months, and there hasn't been any meaningful movement from the district's part that really prioritize stable schooling or stable conditions for our students.
And there are other concerns.
Well, one of them is working conditions, specifically in our school sites that have extreme heat, so we've set a proposal for that as well.
Schultz is hoping if they do strike, the community will support them and not cross the picket line.
We hope that they will honor the strike so that this can be resolved quicker and that the district will look at what we need and really commit to making it work.
Well, the district says schools will stay open during the strike and they plan to keep providing meals. We've reached out to the West Contra Costa Unified School District for comment and still waiting to hear back. Still ahead here on CBS News Bay Area, a major perk for electric vehicle owners is gone. How Bay Area drivers are adjusting to changes in the carpool lane. And let's take another look at the Alameda County Community Food Bank because it is a busy day there. It's known as Giving Tuesday, and today your donation can go really far to help families across the Bay Area. Donations there are doubled. You can scan the QR code on your screen to donate. Even a small amount today can make a much bigger difference for families who need it. We'll be right back.
Flood advisory in effect starting today. That's going to last till Sunday when the Earth, the Moon, the Sun, they all align. That really impacts the gravitational pull on our oceans. And we're noticing a localized flooding, especially as we head into the next couple of days with those king tides. So just be very careful. Along the coastal communities, it's not a shocker. It's another day of that beach hazard statement. Rip current, sneaker waves, waves anywhere up to around 14 feet high. That's what we're gearing up for. It's been a pretty mild week for us so far, and we're going to continue that trend as we head into the rest of this week's forecast. The big story for us, well, still some of that Tule fog out in the Sacramento Valley will bleed its way all the way into the Delta. So we might see a little bit more patchy fog over into places like Solano County, but that still bleeds off as we head into the afternoon hours today, leaving us with partly cloudy skies, not only today, but each day this week, with low 60s and upper 50s flirting back and forth with each other. It's a very mild week for us here in the Bay. Another thing to mention too, we don't have a drop of rain in sight for us anytime soon. It's a dry week for us here in the Bay Area, so take advantage of it while you can. If you have a local trail, maybe you want to get an extra stretch in this week by doing a lap around the neighborhood and just getting some fresh air, this is the week to do so. We don't have any crazy weather on the way. Things are relatively mild, and as we kick off this weekend, we have sunny skies in store for us both Friday and Saturday.
It is the end of an era for some California commuters. The carpool perk for electric vehicles is officially over. Those stickers that you see on the bumpers of EVs are now basically junk. The CHP will now cite those driving solo in the carpool lane. Our John Ramos has more on those stickers and how they helped jumpstart the EV industry.
The Clean Air Vehicle Decal Program was first enacted in 1999, and now in 2025 it's come to an end, which means even those who are trying to save the planet will now have to get in line with the rest of us. The program that allowed certain clean air vehicles to use the carpool lane actually came to an end at the beginning of October. But the CHP gave a 60-day grace period for drivers to get used to the idea that the free ride was over and tickets would now be issued to violators.
This was something that, under federal law, this program ended. And so our role is not to, capitalize on that. It's merely just to enforce the existing HOV laws.
The Trump administration officially ended the program, as well as the federal tax credit for EV buyers. But the state of California was already winding the sticker program down anyway. But when it first started, it was considered a huge incentive to jumpstart the fledgling electric car industry.
If you go back, over 10 years ago when it was launched, it got a lot of attention. And in those days, like EVs were sort of this new thing, right? And people needed a reason, lots of reasons to buy EVs. And as a benefit, the OHV lane access, right, was kind of a big deal. And
Lauren McDonald runs an industry research group called Chargeonomics. He says the range and quality of the vehicles has increased and the price has dropped to the point that driving in the carpool lane is no longer a necessary incentive.
It helped put a lot of people over the top, especially if they commuted in a bad commute on a daily basis.
But that's how it all started for John Stringer. The founder of the group Tesla Owners of Silicon Valley says the sticker was a huge deal back in 2018.
It's a huge bummer at the end of the day, right? It's, one of the biggest reasons for buying an electric vehicle has always been you get access to the carpool lane. Pre-COVID and even post-COVID now, traffic's just horrible. It's actually worse now. And one of the biggest reasons why I bought my first Tesla about 7 years ago was because of the carpool lane, to be able to literally shave off 20 minutes each way to work.
Stringer bought his new Cybertruck, his fourth Tesla, in 2024, knowing that its HOV privileges wouldn't last long. But not every EV owner qualified anyway, with the state limiting the number that could be on the road. So having the sticker became a status symbol to some and an irritant to others.
I imagine the other drivers get pissed off that they're in traffic, and then you have somebody, because of their car, they don't have to be in the same situation as them.
Armando Diaz may be a rare breed. He bought his Tesla for the technology, but never felt right about his ability to gain a carpool advantage over others.
I've never felt the need to kind of assert my use of the carpool lane. If I have a passenger in my car, I will drive carpool. Other than that, I'm just normally driving on the street, same as everybody else.
Now everybody is driving the same as everybody else, and the electric car industry will have to make it on its own merits. But, of course, the most important incentive of all is still going strong.
The CHP says it is not planning any targeted enforcement efforts right now that the stickers have become invalid. They say, though, that they will be ticketing solo EV drivers in the carpool lane when they see them, just like any other vehicle. The violation carries a fine of almost $500. So if you're trying to fly without one of those real IDs, you're soon going to have to pay a fee to fly. That is going to start in February. The TSA will charge passengers $45 if you are flying within the U.S. without a real ID or other approved form of identification. The fee covers the TSA's alternative Confirm.ID system. Once verified, travelers will then be covered for 10 days for your $45. Coming up in the next half hour here on CBS News Bay Area, we're going to meet Auntie Frances, how she's taken what she's learned from the Black Panther Party to try to heal and uplift the soul of her community. And taking another live look outside before we head to break. It is 9:44 a.m. on a Tuesday. We're going to have your top stories and another check on your first alert forecast when we come back.
Your community, your news, powered by KPIX. CBS News Bay Area. Watch anywhere, anytime. Stay informed and connected. Trusted local news when you want it. CBS News Bay Area. Watch free on any device.
You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Thanks for staying with us this Giving Tuesday. I'm Ann Makovic, and here is another look at some of our news headlines. Right now, the city of San Francisco taking on junk food. This morning, City Attorney David Chu is announcing a lawsuit against the manufacturers of ultra-processed food. He accuses them of selling addictive and harmful products linked to a series of health problems. According to the New York Times, Coca-Cola, Nestle, and Kraft are all named in that lawsuit. We have reached out to them for a response and are waiting to hear back. A 19-year-old and a woman pushing a stroller have been arrested for the shooting at Valley Fair Mall. That shooting happened in the midst of the Black Friday shopping rush. Police say it was gang-related. 3 people were hurt. They're all expected to survive. Police say the teenager had been arrested on weapons charges in the past. And if you drive in the North Bay, your commute is starting to look a little different today. New metering lights are located at 12 spots from Petaluma to Sausalito. 9 of those flipped on for the first time along 101 today. 7 of them are in Petaluma. 2 of them are near Mill Valley. This comes just a few months after Caltrans opened up a new HOV lane along 101 and changed the carpool hours. All right, let's get another check on our first alert forecast now. Here is meteorologist Jessica Birch.
Well, we're warming up just a little bit as we head into this afternoon throughout the bay. Keep in mind, yesterday we were in the 50s anywhere from our coastal communities all the way off into our inland spots. Today, in those exact same areas, we're in the 60s, stretched all the way down into Morgan Hill. And as we zoom all the way in and past me up into the East Bay, we're actually seeing 60s in places that were in the low 50s just yesterday. So it's a lot warmer in those microclimates there, a lot more mild for our friends along San Francisco and Half Moon Bay. We're used to 60s during this time of year and pretty much all throughout the year. So it's not too much of a change for us there. Now, along our coastal communities, we're still under that beach hazard statement. Today and tomorrow, these are the days that you want to be very careful along the water because we have rip currents and sneaker waves and waves anywhere up to around 10 to 14 feet high. So be very careful out there. Sunny skies are on tap for us as we head into this afternoon throughout our inland spots with the low 60s like you just saw. We're going to kind of flirt back and forth with upper 50s and lower 60s all week long. It's a very mild forecast for us each day this week with small day-to-day changes, but we will see sunnier conditions as we kick off this weekend as early as Friday, heading into Saturday. That's a great opportunity to get out there and get some fresh air, especially after that long holiday weekend we just got done with. You head over into the Bay, you're not going to notice too much of a change when it comes to our daytime highs. This is the time of year where we're all hand in hand. So just like our inland spots, we're also flirting with the upper 50s and lower 60s each day this week with sunnier skies on tap for us as we head into Friday too. For now, back to you.
Well, today on this Giving Tuesday, your donation can make much more of a difference for families across the Bay Area. Several local food banks have generous donors providing matching gifts. So that means every dollar you give is multiplied. Scan that QR code on your screen if you want to donate. And today we are highlighting people doing their part to help feed the hungry. One woman is known as Auntie Frances, and she is continuing the legacy of Oakland's Black Panther Party. Ryan Yamamoto shows us how her mission was always a part of the Black Panthers' effort to uplift their community.
For nearly 16 years.
Oh, this started in 2007.
Frances Moore, better known as Auntie Frances, has tried to take care of her community.
One of the things that I learned when I was in the Black Panther Party, use food as a tool to organize community. 17 years ago, this was a hot mess here. And I realized that food is something that we all need.
Where 4 days a week,
Keep my line moving.
Driver Plaza in Oakland becomes a place where the neighborhood
DeMarcus, can I get some greens?
can receive fresh produce and groceries.
Okay, let's go.
Or even a hot free meal.
We have spicy chicken. We have mixed vegetables with corn and beans, mac and cheese, and string beans and sweet potatoes.
A plate of food helping to feed more than 2,500 people a month.
Providing those needs of our people instead of waiting for something to drop out of the sky. We do it. And so when you say all power to the people, this is evident that there is power in the people.
Black is beautiful. Freedom.
The power of the Black Panther Party that helped raise Auntie Frances when she was just a young cub.
I joined because I was a young girl in a foster home and I had nowhere to go. Mind you, I used to sleep on the sidewalk and I overcame the substance abuse, so I understand how important it is for good, healthy meals. I learned how to use food as a tool to organize community.
And today, the weekly self-help hunger program is rooted in the legacy of the Black Panther Party, finding inspiration in their community and senior food giveaways and their free breakfast program.
That the government is using food as a weapon, and they're using food as a weapon to keep low-income and marginalized families down.
Callie Joy Sanchez is an activist and a board member of the Self-Help Hunger Program.
I love you.
She is also a friend of 25 years to Auntie Frances, who calls Auntie's work vital to the neighborhood and vital to keeping the spirit of the Panther Party alive.
And I call myself a revolutionary, and that's what Auntie Frances is, a revolutionary. She's fierce. She's a hurricane. If you see her, she doesn't stop.
Always on the move, providing more than just food, but programs including massage therapy and health clinics meant to heal the body and the soul.
Because at the end of the day, I could say, what did you do today? I could say, we fed the people. And that's my medicine.
A remedy she hopes will one day provide a cure for her community.
Well, Auntie Frances provides hot meals at Jasper Driver Plaza on Tuesdays and groceries and fresh produce Tuesdays through Fridays. Well, Giving Tuesday is one of the biggest charitable giving days of the year, but that means, of course, there's also a chance that scammers will try to prey on our generosity. Today, we asked research company Charity Navigator how to protect ourselves.
Scams are getting smarter, but we've got lots of tools to help to make sure that the charity that you're giving to is legitimate and trustworthy. So first of all, make sure it's actually a 501c3. You can do that on our website, or you can go directly to the IRS and look them up. Second, make sure it's a mission that is showing results. So once you do that, look up on the website and make sure that that charity is posting the results, are transparent about what they're doing.
And a reminder on this Giving Tuesday, your donations to several food banks across the Bay Area go much further today. Donations are sometimes even tripled, where $1 can provide as much as 6 meals. You can scan the QR code on your screen or go to our website, kpix.com/give. Coming up next, Brock Purdy busting a move against the Browns, how he broke out the Dougie dance.
Throughout the Bay today, we're gearing up for a little bit warmer weather compared to yesterday. Yesterday, we were in the 50s widespread throughout the Bay. We're returning into the 60s this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. Off to a cloudy start this morning, but it'll look beautiful as we head into the afternoon hours. Wednesday and Thursday, we're flirting back and forth with 50s and 60s all throughout our inland spots. That includes the East Bay, the Santa Clara Valley, and all throughout wine country, too. You make your way over into the Bay, it's pretty much the exact same setup. Dry skies each day with sunnier conditions on tap for us by Friday.
As the 49ers are on their bye week, a lot of talk has been about the Niners' 9-4 record after Sunday's win against the Browns. But as Vern Glenn shows us, Brock Purdy might have stolen the spotlight when he taught him how to Dougie.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
49ers beat the Browns on Sunday, but didn't leave Cleveland without a couple of injuries. Starting offensive lineman Ben Barch is out for the season with a foot injury, and fullback Kyle Juszczyk has a broken rib, which will be evaluated after this bye week. Now, in Sunday's win in Cleveland, Brock Purdy accounted for 2 touchdowns, including his first rushing touchdown of the season. And to celebrate, check it out. Purdy broke out the Dougie dance, which didn't surprise his teammates after Brock had been practicing his moves during the week.
He was asking for pointers and stuff like that, but I said, you got it, bro. Just do it. Just do it when you score.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been able to Dougie, but I haven't really just done it, publicly. And so, my wife, she could tell you actually, like, I annoy her in the kitchen and all that kind of thing. So that's where I got my practice.
He just is really good at it, and I was more just surprised. I mean, God forbid a white guy has a little bit of motion.
With the Red and Gold Report, I'm Vern Glenn.
Well, you can tune in tomorrow night for our weekly 49ers Experience show with Vern and Matt Lively. It starts at 7:30 on KPIX and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. Coming up, the holiday lights are up on Christmas Tree Lane.
It's the quietest little cute block most of the year, and then for December, it's a little bit like living in Disneyland.
How this year's Bay Area tradition has turned into a nightmare. For almost 90 years, Christmas Tree Lane has brought holiday magic to Alameda, and the tradition continues this holiday season. Homes on Thompson Street just flipped the switch on their decorations. Suji Nam takes us to the celebration.
One of my favorite movies out there is Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's a little bit of an homage to that. So I've got Jack up on the roof and some of the kids and Lock, Stock, and Barrel and all the characters around.
It's the most wonderful time, well, festively spookiest time of the year for Steve Geary.
I got that going, and this is good.
He's been decking out his home along Thompson Avenue in Alameda for the past 19 years.
Pretty good over there. It's the quietest little cute block most of the year, and then for December it's a little bit like living in Disneyland. It's just packed with people and a ton of fun.
And just hours before the neighborhood's official lighting of everyone's decorations, Geary and his friend Sam Bradley were making sure all the timers were queued up.
Pretty much everyone's involved with putting up the lights. We have, last weekend, we had a group of people out here and got the lights up in the center of the street. Everyone's in charge of their own house.
Geary says it's all about coming together and spreading that holiday cheer for families who stroll on by.
A really long-standing Alameda tradition, and just a really neat thing that brings the neighbors together.
Well, if you want to check it out for yourself, neighbors tell Suji that they plan to keep the lights up through the first week of January. And another reminder before we go that it is Giving Tuesday, and today your donation can go even further to help families across the Bay Area. Several local food banks have generous donors providing matching gifts. That means every dollar that you give is multiplied at the Alameda County Community Food Bank and the Food Bank of Contra Costa and Solano. Donations are doubled today. Same story at Redwood Empire Food Bank. And at some other food banks, your impact is even bigger. At the San Francisco Marin Food Bank, donations are tripled, and every $1 provides 6 meals. At Second Harvest Silicon Valley, if they can raise $1 million, donors are going to triple the impact of those gifts. And Second Harvest Santa Cruz is doubling all donations with $1 also providing 6 meals. Again, you can scan the QR code on your screen to donate. Even a small amount today can make a much bigger difference for families who need some help. Thanks for streaming CBS News Bay Area. I'm Ann Makovic. We're going to be right back with your first alert forecast and another look at your top stories.